was a time when people said that Singapore won't make it, but we did.
There was a time when trouble seemed too much for us to take, but we did. We built a nation strong and free,
reaching out together for
接着
peace
来宾
and
请大家入
harmony.
座。
This is my country, this is my flag.
May we invite Mr. Desmond Lee, Minister for Education, Minister in charge of Social Services Integration, to give a speech.
Mr. Koh Chun King, President of the Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Chamber Representatives, distinguished guests, students, ladies and gentlemen. On this day, 84 years ago, during World War II, Singapore fell to the invading Japanese army. At the time, Singapore was a British colony. The Japanese occupation lasted 3 years and 8 months. It was a time of tremendous hardship and suffering. Tens of thousands of our people were rounded up during Operation Suk Ching and machine gunned to death. Thousands were forcibly conscripted to build military installations. Many families lost loved ones. They starved to death or were killed. This civilian war memorial, unveiled in 1967, is a memorial to that tragic past. It honors those who died and warns us of what can happen if we are not able to defend our people and our country. Last year, to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II in Singapore, Prime Minister Lawrence Wong said that the memories of the Japanese occupation live on through the voices of our parents and grandparents. It was a dark chapter that remains etched in our national memory, and the sacrifices of those who died are a debt we can never fully repay. Indeed, we cannot, we must not, and we will not forget this painful history. That is why every year on the 15th of February, we mark Total Defense Day, to remind ourselves that we never again will we allow ourselves to be occupied by a foreign power, and that we must always be ready and prepared to defend our country if we are to remain sovereign and free. Total defense commands the total commitment of each and every Singaporean. It encompasses military and civil defense to ensure our physical security and emergency preparedness, economic defense to safeguard our livelihoods and our supply chains, digital defense to protect against cyber attacks and misinformation campaigns, psychological defense to strengthen our collective resolve and fighting spirit in the face of threat and crises, and social defense to maintain our unity. Total defense is not just the work of security agencies, it is the shared and solemn duty of all Singaporeans. It's therefore timely that the Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry is launching the Eternal Vigilance digital learning journey to enable our secondary school students to better understand our World War II history. I commend the students from Nanyang Girls High School and the National University of Singapore for working with the Chinese Chamber and for contributing to this effort. They help us to tell our nation's story in a way that connects with our younger generations and future generations. I would like to thank the Singapore Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry for organizing the War Memorial Service each and every single year for the past 59 years, and MINDEF's Nexus for contributing to the service. We also honor and salute our SDF veterans for safeguarding the safety and security and freedoms that Singaporeans have enjoyed since independence. When unveiling this civilian war memorial back in the year 1967, our founding Prime Minister, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, said this, and I quote, "This monument is not intended to alert us to another imminent invasion from the Japanese, for the balance of world power has altered radically in the last 25 years. And it is because it has so altered that we should be aware of the new dangers in the region, indeed in the world. It should spur us on to pursue policies which will cultivate for us the largest number of reliable and strong friends. We must resolve that if in spite of every insurance we cannot avoid being caught in a major catastrophe, then unlike the last time, we will not be unprepared for the trials and tribulations that will follow, nor left prostrate and suppliant in the face of terror." Since then, for nearly 60 years, Singapore has lived in peace and avoided major catastrophes. But today our world is again undergoing profound change. The post-World War II global order led by the United States is receding into the past. The international situation is becoming more contested, uncertain, and dangerous. Today, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew's words, said in 1967, remain as true and relevant as ever. It is even more important for us to stay strong and united and never again find ourselves vulnerable and defenseless. In these uncertain times, we must do all we can to preserve peace, stability, and mutual trust in our region. That is why Singapore remains firmly committed to building strong friendships and enduring partnerships with countries near and far. At the same time, we will remain vigilant and prepared, ready to defend ourselves should the need ever arise. In doing so, we honor the sacrifices of those who suffered and perished. We uphold the legacy of our pioneers, who, having endured the ravages of war, dedicated themselves to rebuild our home from its ruins. And we reaffirm our collective responsibility to protect Singapore's security and independence for this generation and for generations to come.
总理黄循才表示，在当今这个分裂而危险的世界，当年留下的沉重却深远的教训显得尤为重要。国务资政李显龙呼吁国人保持团结，携手建设一个更加强大的国家。黄循才总理在 Facebook 发文表示，新加坡在1942年沦陷于日军之手，提醒国人谨记教训，必须掌握自己的命运，守护家园。黄总理强调，新加坡或许是一个小国，但国家的力量在于全体国人守护家园与生活方式的共同意志与坚定决心。李显龙资政也发文写道，战争和地缘政治的紧张局势影响世界多地，从抗击关闭疫情到保持经济强劲韧性，从遏制外部干涉、维护种族和宗教和谐，到应对虚假新闻和网络攻击，我国也面对诸多挑战。他提醒，如果没有全面防卫的6大支柱和团结的社会，这些挑战将会削弱国家并威胁生存。